Today, Catherine Porter, the Toronto Star columnist who lied about her encounter with me at a global warming protest 2 weeks ago, she finally broke her silence on the matter. She issued a non-apology apology, or as it's sometimes called, an ironic apology, as in, I'm sorry Ezra made me so mad I lied. I'm sorry I got into trouble. I'm sorry I was caught. I'm sorry people are being so mean to me. Actually, Porter's column was worse than that, more mealy-mouthed, less sincere. She was clearly forced to write it as a condition of her continued employment at the Star. NBC fired their anchor, Brian Williams, for the same sort of thing. Porter just had to write a grudging column. But that's the thing about apologies. I mean, either you mean them or you don't, and she doesn't. Last week, the Star's public editor, Kathy English, wrote a full page in the Star taking Porter to task for her misleading column. English really seemed averse to using the word liar, but she said as much in several different ways in her 2,500-word dissection of Porter's original column. Porter lied about how I treated her daughter. I was friendly to her. I didn't fight with a 9-year-old. Porter lied about how I treated a guy in a chicken costume. I made jokes with him. I didn't bully or belittle him. Porter lied about what her daughter said to me when we said goodbye. She didn't say I was mean to her mom. That's just a lie that Porter invented. Porter lied and lied. Again, small lies, just to make me a villain and to make herself a hero. And she would have got away with it if I didn't have the whole thing on videotape. You can watch that video here or by clicking on protestvideo.ca. Porter has publicly stated that according to her own ethical code, though, lying is morally acceptable. Back in May, she wrote another column about a left-wing activist who was caught lying herself. The lady in question had faked having cancer, for God's sakes. And Porter still thought she was marvelous, even calling her a hero. Porter actually wrote a glowing column about what a wonderful liar that woman was. Porter was crystal clear about her approval. She wrote, "We live in lying times. Fibbing has not only become acceptable, it's expected." That's what she says. That's what she believes. When the Star's editors started investigating her lies about me, Porter lied to them some more. Kathy English, the Star's public editor, told me on the phone that when they confronted Porter, she told them she didn't even know I was filming her. Yeah, that's just bizarre. If they didn't fire her for her column, surely they should fire her for that lie. For some reason, Kathy English omitted that lie from her 2,500-word column last week. Do you know what Catherine Porter is doing tonight? She's going to take part in a film premiere about lying. You think I'm making that up? I am not making that up. I read it in the Toronto Star. You know that woman who lied about faking cancer? The one that Porter said was a hero, that lying is expected? There's a movie that's being made about her. It's playing in Toronto tonight. The liar herself will be there, the cancer liar, I mean, and Porter will interview her. I guess they have so much in common, don't they? I'm not going to spend any more time on Catherine Porter. I've learned a few lessons, though, and I'll share them with you. And hopefully I'll never encounter Porter again, or if I do, I hope I have a video camera rolling to protect myself against her false accusations. Here's what I've learned. Number one, I've learned that in the media party, there is no difference between a left-wing activist and a journalist. Porter was at the global warming protest with a picket sign, and then she reported on that protest later. No wonder no one trusts the media anymore. Number two, to social justice warriors, which is actually how Porter describes herself, the ends justify the means. If that means lying, so be it. Anything to support the official left-wing narrative, in this case, that I was a villain at a protest. Number three, while some other journalists are clucking at Porter with disapproval, it's mainly just disapproval at her being so stupid for lying when the whole thing was on tape. I note that Canada's self-professed media critics, the Globe and Mail's Simon Haupt and Jesse Brown of Canadaland, and all the second-rate journalists who are now professors at journalism schools, none of them have said a word about this scandal. And that's because they are social justice warriors too, just like Catherine Porter. They're gossips, really, and they're leftists. So they're not interested in a case where a leftist gossip is proved to be a liar by a conservative. Number four, there's also a lesson here about the power of citizen journalism. We caught the whole thing on a $2,000 camera. Frankly, we could have caught it on a $500 iPhone. 10 years ago, that would not have been possible. My 21-minute YouTube dissection of Porter's lies at protestvideo.ca has been watched by more than 25,000 people, and a shorter highlight reel by another 8,000 people. As the star itself noted, it was the grassroots watchdogs writing in that made them pay attention to their ethical scandal. Number 5, I would have liked an apology from Catherine Porter. I didn't get one. No email to me, no personal phone call. Even her forced public apology was so mealy-mouthed, a general apology to no one in particular without owning up to her lies and even coming up with some new lies. That the Toronto Star's sister paper is so funny. The Hamilton Spectator, it's owned by the Toronto Star. They actually wrote a headline on Porter's column saying, "Star's Porter apologizes for Levant column, sort of." Look at that. That's how lame her non-apology was. They called it a sort of apology. Now, I noticed they quickly deleted that headline and put up a different one. So let me end here. Instead of admitting what we all know and what we all saw on the video, Catherine Porter refuses to own up to her conduct. She hasn't had the personal grace to contact me directly, unlike Kathy English, her boss, who called me and I got along famously with her. Catherine Porter is still bobbing and weaving. She's still lying. She'll still continue to write for the Star, and I'm sure she'll still continue to lie. It seems to be congenital with her. But you know what? I think I'm done. The whole world knows that Catherine Porter is a liar. We've known that for 2 weeks. But now we know she's a shameless liar, one who doesn't take responsibility for herself even after she's caught. I can't actually think of a worse punishment for her than for being herself and for the whole world to know just who she is. For TheRebel.media, I'm Ezra Levant.